Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I have been planning from a long time to rank my Natasha Denona Midi eyeshadow palette. I actually wanted to do this last year. I didn't do it, so now there are 5. Last year there were 4. So yeah, since she started to release her Midi palettes, have been already past 5 editions. I just recently purchased my 5th palette. I cannot be more happy and thankful that I could afford to get all those palettes. I'm a palette collector and I'm a really big fan of the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. Those are among my favorite palettes from my collection. If you'll ask me to let go either one of them, I will not do it. But nevertheless, if I'm not going to declutter them, I thought I can rank them and let you guys know which one is my most favorite and which one I least reach for. And I also share with you the reason why I'm doing that. So if this is something that interests you, grab a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you are serving, maybe a glass of wine. And if you are not subscribed and enjoy this kind of content, I will invite you to do so, and you can also follow me on my social that is always linked down below. And I also have a TikTok. I haven't posted anything as of now. On the 5th position, I have the bronze palette. This was launched last year. Now, I was really excited when I chose this, but lately I have come to the conclusion that I cannot use it so much. I use it, but I'm ending up with the same look. So I feel least inspired when I'm opening this. So there is even not a really lighter shade to do some ombre eyes or to pop up on my inner corner. The lightest shade is the silk. I actually love the transition shades. I think the transition shades are perfect. We have the beach, we have sundown, which is a perfect transition shade for me. We also have the range, and we have 2 matte shades, suntan and magma. And I also like the deep dive and the rhodium, those shades that are on the corner up there. Those are really fun. But yeah, I feel myself that I'm not coming up with interesting looks when I'm using this palette. So yeah, this is the number 5, the Natasha Denona bronze palette. Moving forward, this might come as a surprise for you, especially because I just reviewed this palette. So on the number 4, we have the Zendo palette. When I did my review, my first impression, I told you guys that I'm missing a lighter inner corner, brow bone, whatever you can name it, shade. We don't have that kind of shade on this palette, and I'm also not really satisfied with the transition shades that we are getting. I think they are not universally flattering. So yeah, from this reason, and also I'm not feeling too much inspired. I feel more inspired than when I'm opening the bronze palette, but I feel that, I don't know, I have those shades. If I pull out other palettes, not Natasha Denona, but other palettes, I have those shades in my collection, and yeah, I do not regret by any means that I purchased it. I love it. I love all of them. I just want to show you the reason why this palette only made it to the number 4. Moving forward to the number 3, and I think she's the only one that I see some difference on their outer packaging. So we have the Natasha Denona Glam palette. So she's the only one that has this star on the packaging. I actually love the packaging. I find that it's very sleek. I love the gray. They all have the same packaging, but just I love the shade. And of course, being this shade, it's less prone to get fingerprints. Yeah, this is not a huge problem. It's just as FYI. This is the only palette that I did not purchase with my own money. I won this palette in a giveaway last year on Steph from Steph's Beauty Stash. It was my first giveaway that I won here on YouTube. I was really excited. I wanted to purchase it, but due to the fact that in Europe it arrives later and Steph She's all the time up to date to the new releases. She reviewed this palette and kindly she held a giveaway, and I was the lucky winner. I was so excited when I won this palette, and this is the most neutral eyeshadow palette, but it has everything you need to create a soft look, a daytime look, a nighttime look. You can go more warm, you can go more cool tone, whatever it's your desire you will have. Just in not a more fun colored palette. From this reason it's only marked as number 3. But I love it so much. I feel so much inspired. Even though the color scheme meets neutral, I feel so inspired whenever I pull it out to create many combinations, because I have plenty of transition shades, I have lighter shimmery shades, I have darker shimmery shades, I have everything I need to create all kind of looks. I think I'm repeating myself. I love so much the shade Inner Corner, I love the shade Blend, I love the shade Center Eyelid, all of them are nice. I also love the gray transition shade. I think it's unique and I do not have that kind of shade on my collection. So yeah, my favorite color for the packaging is for sure the number 2. And if we would have been doing this ranking last year, she would have probably gone on the number 4 or number 3. So this is very pinkish eyeshadow palette. It was released last year on the Valentine's Day, so she was released in 2020. And I don't know, at the first glance I was not so attracted by it, but later she started to grow on me and I've used it in numerous occasions. I also mentioned her on my pink collab video. If you haven't seen that, I will also link. I need to link a lot of videos down below, so bear with me if I forget something. But I love it. We have everything we need for a complete look. We have the shade First, that is your color skin tone. Of course, if you are more in the pale skin range, we have Lifetime, which is more like a golden shade, so she's more warmer. We have the Transparent, which is more lighter shimmery shade in a cool tone. We have the Blind shade, which is really cool gray shade. I don't have any gray shade in my collection. We have Dream, which is the most true to the color purple shade. It's just a matte color and I have used it like crazy. And we have a lot of nice pink toned shades, matte shades, so I love it. She's a joy for me to use it. I feel so inspired every time when I pull it out. I feel inspired to create plenty of looks. She's really well loved. Probably she's even more loved at this point than my number 1. But yeah, I just want to tell you that this is the number 2 position, the Natasha Denona Love palette. And by this time you already know who made it to the number 1, who is my all-time favorite Natasha Denona Midi eyeshadow palette. If I haven't mentioned, Midi palette retail for $65 or if you are in Europe they retail for 65 or 60, I don't remember, I think 60 pounds on Cult Beauty and on Look Fantastic. But just check for sales, because usually those websites have regular sales, so you can get it for a better price. So my number 1 oh my god, yeah, this is fun indeed. My number 1 Midi eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona is the Sunrise palette. This is actually my first Natasha Denona palette that I got. I bought it in 2019. I actually got a promo code from Cult Beauty because I bought it during my birthday. So every year Cult Beauty is sending you a promo code that entitles you to get 15 or 20%. So I got it with a bit of discount, but I was so excited because I wanted to get one of her eyeshadow palettes. I was hearing everyone raving about how good is the quality of her shadows, and I could not part with the money because I think at that time she only had the bigger palettes. And she might also have the 5-pan palettes, but those were not attracting me so much. So when I seen that she's releasing a more affordable price range palette, I was all about it, and I still love her till these days. She's my number 1. I'm actually wearing it today, and let me tell you why I love her so much. She has unique shades that I don't have in my collection. Every time when I'm blending those shades, I'm getting the most compliments about my eyeshadow look. So we have the citrine, we have the carnelian, we also have the morning, which is more like a peachy transition shade. Also we have the Morgan, so I think those shades are amazing. All her matte shades are nice formula. I love her matte shade formula. We also have the Agate, which is a light shimmery champagne shade, and Laurel, so we have both options for inner corner or just for the interior portion, not only for the, if you want just to do like an ombre, more lighter on the inner interior portion and darker, you can do that. Today I used the shade Aster, and also I love so much those more darker shades like Clove and Glory, which is a matte, beautiful magenta matte shade, and I love the shade Poppy and the Plucks. I'm wearing today Plucks on my outer V. Together with those, I'm wearing on my transition the Citrine. I'm also wearing the Carnelian to blend the transition, and the Clove to create like to define the crease. So I love it so much. She's still my number one. She's still my favorite. To be honest, when Zendo was released, I thought she will replace my love for the Sunrise palette, but no, I still love her from the first day I got it till now. I hope you enjoyed this video. After you have seen this ranking, I would really appreciate if you let me know what is your opinion about those palettes. If you have some other things that you want to share with me, I will welcome them in my comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'm gonna see you again on my next video. Bye guys! Mwah.
Okay.